y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany, or Budget Bethany, and welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. So this week's What's for Dinner is going to be a little bit different. So I went back through the month of July and picked out 5 dinners that stuck out the most to us that my family thoroughly enjoyed. So I wanted to combine them all into one video and kind of share them all in one place with y'all. So I'll be popping on throughout the video and just kind of telling y'all what dinner's fixing to come up and where we ranked it. Was it our favorite? Was it our least favorite? You know, things like that. Just kind of making it interesting and a little bit different than the normal What's for Dinner. But I want to say thank you all so much for being here today, and I hope you'll hit that like button before you leave. It just helps me out so very much, and it's free. Also hit the subscribe button because I share these What's for Dinners every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of my future uploads. And let's get on into this week's What's for Dinner, y'all. So the very first dinner that I'm going to be sharing with y'all is our oyster stew, and it's pretty basic and simple. It's like our favorite soup besides our like seafood chowder that we make every once in a while. But we rank this 5 out of 5 just because it's, you know, normal to us. It wasn't nothing new or nothing that we tried new. It was just something that we have pretty much all the time. So we're going to give it a 5 out of 5.
We're going to be kicking this week off with some oyster stew. So it was a rainy day on this day, and I felt like some kind of soup or stew will be great for dinner. So I had everything on hand to make this oyster stew, and all you'll need is 3 cans of boiled oysters and 1 can of cream of celery, 2 cans of evaporated milk, and I've got the fat-free, but of course you can get the full fat kind, and then I've got some half and half. And then basically, y'all, you're just going to dump everything into that pot and cook that on like a low simmering heat. You just basically want to heat up your milk. The oysters and all are already done, but you want your soup to be hot, so I just kind of cooked mine on low for probably about 20 minutes. I do, of course, add some seasonings into my soup, and I like to add some salt, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some ground black pepper, as well as some Old Bay seasoning. I feel like the Old Bay seasoning is where the spice comes in, so you don't want to add a whole lot or it will make it really spicy. But I like to add just a little bit just to give it a little bit of a kick, and then just kind of let that keep on simmering. And then about 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve it up, I do add a little bit of butter in there, but you do not have to. It's good without it. This is the most simplest, easiest, delicious soup that I think you could ever try. And we like to eat ours with some crackers, and I've got the Ritz crackers, but my husband also likes to eat like the saltine crackers with his, but either way, it's delicious.
So up next, I'm going to be sharing some handheld sloppy joes, and this was our very first time cooking them. This was a new recipe to us, and we're going to rank them a 4 out of 5 just because, you know, I prefer regular sloppy joes, honestly. I just rather have the bun and sloppy joes, but this was really good and the kids really did like it, and it was really kid friendly, so I would recommend it for that purposes. But other than that, I think I would just stick to regular sloppy joes. But we're gonna rank it 4 out of 5, so let's get on into it.
We're gonna be kicking off this week with some Handheld sloppy joes. Yes, y'all, Handheld sloppy joes. It's not your normal sloppy joe. So to start with, I'm just gonna be browning up some ground beef, about a pound, and I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And then I'm going to sprinkle in some of this minced onion. If you're new here, my family does not like fresh onions, so we always use minced onion. But if you do like fresh onions, then cut you up some onion in there and cook that with your ground beef as well. Once your ground beef is all rounded up, you'll add in about a half a cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of mustard, just yellow mustard, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, as well as about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I was unfortunately out of brown sugar and I did not even know it, but mine was still good without the brown sugar. But if you try this recipe, make sure you have some brown sugar to add in there as well. So all I did was spray my little baking sheet right there with some nonstick spray. I'm going to take 1 crescent roll, fill it up with some of the ground beef mixture. I'm going to place 1 of the cubes of cheese on there. The original recipe actually calls for like a cheese stick, but I couldn't find any at my Walmart, so I just got the cubes and they work just as fine. You just want to roll that up to make sure that all the mixture stays on the inside of the crescent roll. Then you're just going to bake that in the oven by the directions on the back of your crescent roll package. And then here they are once they come out of the oven. And to go with our Handheld sloppy joes, I just made some like chicken flavored rice-a-roni, just something simple, easy, and quick. And it's something that we don't normally have very often as a side, but for some reason I was wanting some chicken rice-a-roni, so I made that. And I just made it, you know, of course, by the directions on the back of the box. And I also opened up a can of cream corn and whole kernel corn and mixed those together, added in a block of butter, and dinner was served, y'all. And this was dinner on this night. It was so good. I highly recommend y'all trying those Handheld sloppy joes, and all my family loved them, especially the kids. They were fun and exciting and something new, but they're ooey and gooey and really flavorful, so I highly recommend those, y'all.
The next 2 dinners that I'm going to be sharing with y'all are actually our subscriber pick dinners from the past month of July. And I like to share these once a week, so if you want me to try a recipe, make sure you leave it down in the comments below. And I like to pick 1 per week and try it, but I haven't picked 1 the past few weeks just because I haven't been getting any. So y'all make sure you leave them in the comments because I want to try some recipes, y'all. I want some new recipes to try. But anyway, these 2 were sent in to me from Miss Debbie McGrath and Miss Sarah Lynn Williams. So Miss Sarah Lynn Williams sent in the chicken and broccoli casserole, and Miss Debbie McGrath sent in the no-peak chicken. The no-peak chicken, I think, was a big hit in my family. We really liked it. So we're going to rank the chicken and broccoli casserole 3 out of 5 and the no-peak chicken 2 out of 5.
On the next night, y'all, I did my very first subscriber pick dinner, and it comes from Miss Shelby Lynn Williams. So thank you so much, Shelby Lynn Williams, for this recipe. We all enjoyed it. It was so good. It's a chicken and broccoli casserole, and my family really loves broccoli, y'all. That's like one of our favorite vegetables. So I knew whenever I saw this recipe, I wanted to give this a try, and y'all, I highly recommend you giving it a try. It was so good. So right here, I've just got about 4 chicken breasts cut up into little cubes. I also seasoned them because y'all know how I'm about seasoning. And I just seasoned them up with like normal chicka bam bam seasoning, salt and pepper, you know, the normal stuff for us. And then I've got 2 bags of broccoli, but I only used 1. And then I've got some mayonnaise, some breadcrumbs, a can of cream of chicken, some lime juice. She actually called for lemon juice, but I didn't have any lemon juice, so I just used lime juice, and some butter and some shredded cheddar cheese. So right here, I'm just going to mix my broccoli and my can of cream of chicken, as well as my lime juice, my mayonnaise, and my shredded cheddar cheese. I'm just going to mix those all up together, and then we're going to place those on top of our cut up chicken breast.
Tell me that I made you think if we had something special more than happy drinks.
ended up mixing my broccoli and my chicken mixture together and just kind of spreading that evenly out through my pan. And then I went on with about a cup of breadcrumbs, and then I went on with about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. By the way, y'all, in Miss Shelby Lynn's recipe, she does say to mix your breadcrumbs and your butter together, but I'm sorry, I misread it or didn't pay attention or whatever happened. Anyway, you're supposed to mix the breadcrumbs and the butter together. Then I just popped it in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes, and then here's how it looked once it came out of the oven. And of course, it would look different if you actually mix your breadcrumbs with your butter mixture, but y'all, I was so scatterbrained on that evening, I completely misread it or something. But y'all, it was still so delicious, and here it is once it was all plated up. So thank you so much, Miss Shelby Lynn Williams, for this recipe. We enjoyed it. It's this week's subscriber pick dinner, and it's from Miss Debbie McGrath, and it's no pig chicken. So right here is the recipe if you want to pause the video so that you can get the recipe for yourself. But y'all, this thing was so delicious. I'm so glad that I chose this one for this week because it worked out well with my chicken theme that I've got going on. So all you'll need to make this no pig chicken is some chicken breast, and her recipe did not call for any chicken lick bam bam, but y'all know how I am about seasoning, so I seasoned it up with some chicken lick bam bam. And then you'll also need 1 cup of rice and 1 can of cream of celery, 1 can cream of mushroom, 1 packet of the Lipton onion soup, or the Great Value brand, works just as fine. She called for 1 cup of sharp shredded cheddar cheese, but I've got medium shredded cheddar cheese and it turned out just fine. You'll also need 1 cup of water and some aluminum foil. So right here in my mixing bowl, I'm going to add in all the ingredients that I need to mix together, which is the water, the onion soup mix, the cheese, the rice, and the 1 can of cream of celery and the 1 can of cream of mushroom. We're just going to mix that all up together, make sure it all gets good and incorporated, and then we're going to pour that over on top of our chicken breast.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire? I'll do anything to make it fine, but I can tell that you have something on your mind right now. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dancing till it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax.
And then, of course, we're going to wrap it in our aluminum foil, and we're going to pop this in the oven on 275 for about 2 hours. So if you're going to make this for dinner one night, you better have your ducks in a row because it does take it a little while to cook. And I feel like that's what makes it so delicious, y'all, is it cooking low and slow. And I also know that I'm probably going to have a comment in the comments about, does the rice get cooked thoroughly? And yes, mine did get cooked thoroughly on the 275 for 2 hours. So I highly recommend this recipe with y'all. It was so delicious. Here's how it looked once it came out of the oven, and I just served it with some broccoli and cheese on the side.
And then the last thing that I'm going to share with y'all that was actually our probably top favorite, it was one of these Carne Piccata subs that we've been trying. If y'all been watching, y'all know we've been on like a Mexican dinner food kick for a while now, months now, but this one was our absolute favorite, and my husband's friend actually gave him this recipe and he shared it with me. They cooked it while they were out on the road, and then once my husband came home, he cooked it and wanted to share it with me, so I shared it with all of y'all. But this was our absolute favorite dinner for the month of July.
On the next night, we had these Carne Piccata tacos, tortillas. I don't really know what you call them, y'all. Neither does my husband. But he got the recipe from his friend, his work friend, his fishing buddy. So thank you, Ismail, for this recipe. We really loved it. But I will have to say that I did not really like the corn tortillas. They were not for me. I prefer the flour ones. But now Will, he loves the corn tortillas. So here's all the ingredients that you'll need to make this dinner with. To start with, we're just going to start up by cooking our Carne Piccata meat in our skillet with some olive oil and some garlic butter. Oh yes, by the way, he does season up the meat before he adds it into the skillet, and he's just seasoning it with some Lowry seasoning salt, some garlic salt, and a little bit of tahini seasoning. And then after he got through seasoning up the meat, like I said before, he throws it in the skillet with some olive oil and some garlic butter, and he also sprinkles on a packet of taco seasoning, and then he just kind of lets that cook on low medium heat. We do add our lid to it so that it can kind of simmer, and this is how it'll look once it's almost cooked down. You want to cook it until all the liquid has cooked out. And then here he is heating up one of his corn tortillas, and then he's going to show y'all how he put together his little taco. So he had a whole spread set up. He's got some limes, he's got some jalapenos, he's got some salsa verde, he's got some chives, he's got some cilantro, and he's got the Mexican crumbling cheese. He's also got a little bit of Valentina. I don't think he actually puts that on his, but I do put that on mine. So he's topped with some of the Carne Piccata first, and then he added some cilantro, then he's adding the Mexican crumbling cheese, and then I think he'll add a jalapeno and some chives, and then he'll also squirt on a little bit of the juice of the lime. Y'all, his will look so pretty once he gets through adding everything to it. It just looks picture perfect to me. Like I said, he has the corn tortillas and I had the flour tortillas. Mine was really good. I highly recommend this dinner, y'all, especially with that Mexican crumbling cheese. It was so delicious.
Alright y'all, so that's it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, as always, I hope you'll leave me a thumbs up before you leave, and subscribe if you're not already, as well as hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of my future uploads. Thank you all so much for being here today, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye y'all.